On this episode of Never Forgotten the Podcast, photography was its very own revolution, using light and film to capture moments to last longer than we can remember. From Edison's light bulb to George Eastman and his Kodak legacy, to one Staten Islander who was known to be a prominent figure in the world of photography that not too many people can name on the top of their head when they think of famous photographers. But we thought she was important enough to get recognition to be included in this documentary. Elizabeth Alice Munn was born on March 17, 1866, and on May 23rd that year, she was baptized inside the St. John's Church on the island. Her father had abandoned her entire family before she was born. She never used her real surname Munn because of her father walking out on the family. She had no household income and she wasn't wed. Alice's mother moved back to her own parents' home, which was known as the Clear Comfort Home. Alice was an only child. However, the Clear Comfort Home was quite busy, which included Alice's mother, her maternal grandparents, and Alice's aunt and uncles. The Clear Comfort House was built in the 17th century but was expanded larger to accommodate Alice's grandparents. Clear Comfort House was dedicated in 1976 as a National Historic Landmark and is located in the Rosebank neighborhood. Alice's journey stepping into photography began when her uncle Oswald Mueller brought home a camera in 1876. Her other uncle, Uncle Peter Townsend Austen, was a chemistry professor at Rutgers University and had taught Alice about photographic processing. Both uncles, Peter and Oswald, transformed Alice's closet on the second floor into a darkroom for Alice. It's been recorded that her first photograph was dated in 1884. With a span of 40 years, she had produced over 8,000 photographs. In modern times, that doesn't seem like much, but with technology back then, 8,000 was an enormous amount. Some photographers love capturing portraits, landscape, time-lapse, night photography, journalism style, and for Alice Austen, you could call it the journalism style in her era too. She loved capturing the people of New York. She would capture memories and moments from both the upper, middle, and lower class people living in Manhattan Island. Inside the Austen house, around the year 1900, her uncle Oswald was recorded as the head of household, and they had 2 servants and 1 cook. In the year 1899, Alice Austen encountered a woman named Gertrude Amelia Tate. She was a kindergarten teacher and dance instructor based in Brooklyn, New York. She would end up being Alice's lifelong companion, and together they would spend exotic trips even in Europe. In 1917, Tate decided to move in with Alice. They loved each other, and when they were ready to pass away, they wished to be buried together, but back in that time, the family of course refused their wish. Fame comes with a price, and Austen was known throughout Manhattan and Staten Island as a prolific photographer, but she was just scraping to get by. At age 63, it was said that she would sell silver, her artworks, and furniture just to get by. On June 24, 1950, Alice was declared a pauper and was admitted to the New York City farm colony in Staten Island's poorhouse. It wasn't too long before Alice was able to get back on her feet again. Because, you see, in October of 1950, a man named Constant Folk Robert met with Brindley and Macmillan, who took a look at the negatives she had from over the years. And a book author named Oliver Jensen came along and published some of her photos in a book he had made called The Revolt of American Woman. He wrote an 8-page story in Life magazine and published it with many other travel magazines highlighting Alice Austen's work. The publication had raised over $4,000 and the money went back to Alice, and she was able to move out of the colony house and get into a nursing home. Alice was then a big contributor and supporter of the Staten Island Historical Society until her passing on June 9th, 1952. The society arranged her funeral, and she's buried with the rest of the Austen family at the Moravian Cemetery in New Dorp. To see original works of Alice Austen, you can visit either the Alice Austen House in Rosebank that has about 300 photographs on display, or you can make an appointment at the historic Richmond town where they have 7,000 items collected belonging to Miss Alice Austen. Thanks for listening to the Never Forgotten podcast. I'm Vinnie Langdon, and I hope you learned something new. And also, be sure to subscribe to the Vinnie Langdon Show YouTube channel for more historical videos and lessons about the forgotten borough, Staten Island.